Hello, this is a walkthrough for Tombs of Amascut. I'm going to be using pretty minimal gear. This is the gear that's recommended on the wiki for entry mode. This isn't a super efficient guide or anything like that. This is just going to be me walking through and trying to explain what I'm doing. I'm going to use this gear just to show that it can be done, but keep in mind I do have 99s except for magic, I have 98. But yeah, if you're trying to learn Tombs of Amascut, I highly recommend going through a few entry mode runs, learn the mechanics as best as you can, and then you can start doing 150s. It's super easy. If you want to follow along, I recommend doing some entry mode. Bring your best gear for range, magic, and melee. Upgrade, downgrade what you can. But yeah, let's get to it. So I'm going to be doing a 150. I do have 84 normals and 29 entry modes. Here are the invocations I'm going to be doing. If you want to copy these, I think these are the easiest to do, but it's kind of personal preference. I'm not going to explain what everything does. If you want more details, more explanation, check out the wiki or come right over here to the invocations board. You can go through here and read all this stuff to figure out what they all do. But yeah, I'm going to do 150. This means I'm eligible for all the drops. If you go below 150, you lose all that stuff. So, all right. First, I'm just going to eat an angler just to get some extra HP. Your gear and inventory will depend on what you have, of course. I'm bringing a whole bunch of brews because I'm expecting to take a bunch of damage with this gear. But I usually only bring a few brews and a few restores because once you complete 2 rooms, you're going to get a supply ghost here. But anyway, my camera is to the north. I like to start here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sure there's more efficient ways to go about this, but this is the way I like to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so for this room, you want to switch over to your magic gear. Damn, I forgot my cape. If you have ancients, bring it. Bring some barrages or some whatever the other one is, bursts, because it makes this whole thing a lot easier. All right, so a whole bunch of squares. Don't pay too much attention to them. I'm still trying to figure them out myself. But there is a plugin called, let's see, Tile Packs, and there's a whole bunch of things on here, and it'll mark these tiles for you. I looked a little bit into this one, and I guess if you start running on the blue ones and run to the waterfall, you won't take damage, something like that. But yeah, basically for this room, you get the water container, run over here, fill it up, don't get hit. Every time you get hits, it does reduce by 50%. So you start off with 100. If you get hit, it goes to 50, and so on. You want to bring it to this here palm tree, and then there's going to be some like crocodiles that spawn. If you have ancients, just go ahead and freeze them. You can only freeze them once they start moving. But if you don't have ancients, then just start maging them as soon as you can. And don't let them get to the palm tree. But yeah, let's get it. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that. Let's see. So it's saying if you start on the blue one and run across, that you don't take damage. I mean, I guess that works that way. Let's see this way. Maybe? Huh, yeah, I don't know. Did I just get lucky, or is that like a thing? I'm not sure. But I'm going to wait for the crocodile to spawn. Let's attack this guy. Cool, dead. There's 100. Now let's go to the next one. Try to start on this blue tile. Run across. I got hit. As long as I don't get hit on the way back, that's what matters. Okay, let's see. Nice. I didn't time that or anything. I just clicked through. But yeah, if you start taking damage, you will, have to go back more times. Or if the crocodile mixed to the tree, the crocodile is going to eat your crap. But yeah, bring ancients. You can freeze them. It's helpful for multiple rooms. Well, for this one and like the monkey room. All right, for this guy, you want to put on your ranging gear. If you're bringing a crossbow, put your crossbow on. Use your bolts. Swap over to your, all your gear. I didn't bring many switches, but yeah, pretty easy. You want to go ahead and drink your ranging potion. I like to use Preserve and start clicking the boss. Turn on your Rigor, Eagle Eye, whichever you have. And let's see, so that is a range attack. Another range attack. He's going to shoot like a white ball, and that one is magic. So let's watch out for that. And he has 2 special attacks that he's going to use. Okay, so that's magic. One of them, he spits a bunch of acid everywhere. And the other one is, yeah, so okay, so let's see. So you want to push these jugs onto like this here boulder. And it's going to do that. You can get behind the rocks because he's going to shoot out like some waves and it's going to mess you up. So he either starts with this special attack or with the other one. The other one is like a wave attack. I like to put my camera to the north or south. It's always going to start over here. So let's see, it's going to start on the south and then it'll swap to this side. But you'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. Okay, here it is. So some blood spawns came in. Those don't always show up. I turned the invocation on for that. But yeah, they're a little annoying if they spawn with the special attack, but that's what I was talking about right here. Make sure you keep swapping your prayers. And you want to know the max range of whatever weapon you're using. Like, I'm so used to the twisted bow, so I, like, you know, can run all the way back there and stuff. But this is another easy one. Just push it right into there. Sometimes they're not that easy. You have to shoot the jug while it's, like, close by. So it can, you know, bust around the boulders. But you can get lucky. Push it one time. Super easy. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. If you heard that noise, that means he's like in his enrage mode. So he's going to attack a little bit faster. And there are no more special attacks. So smooth sailing from here. Nice and easy. And again, yeah, so that's range. And the white balls are magic. Oh, I forgot the Dragon Crossbow has a special attack. Come on, let's see. 22 seconds. Can he please go down? It's blood spawns again. Come on. 3 prayer left. Perfect. Alright, so I only used what I used, like 1 dose of Sandfew and 1 ranging potion. Not bad. That room can be pretty tricky, so again, try out entry mode. Super easy. And okay, so for this room, you are going to want to have the Tombs of Amascut plug-in over here. Let's see real quick if I can type. So Tombs of Amascut, you can go through this and like look through all the different options, you know, if you want. But this stuff comes like pre-enabled, so I don't think you have to mess with it too much. But when you come into here, man, this plugin just solves the puzzles for you. So it's extremely simple. You can go through this puzzle room really quickly. And the boss we're going to fight, you're going to use melee on him or her. I think it's a girl. I don't know. But anyway, the ones I like to do in a solo are... Well, I just avoid this one. I avoid the obelisk one because that one takes longest. And since we're in a solo, we'll have to do 2. And it's going to go diagonal. So we'll start right here and we'll go this way. So if I were to start on this side, I would start here and then go this way. But the obelisk one's kind of annoying. Takes a little bit longer. But pretty much, if you were to go to here, just enter here, step on the red ones, and it'll solve the puzzle. And then same thing over here. For the obelisk one, you have to hit these obelisks in a certain order. And it'll tell you the numbers. Like that's, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 until they're all lit. And then for this one, super simple. Come over here, you know, read the thing. It says 29. So each one of these symbols is a number, but Doesn't matter as long as you have the plugin. You don't have to remember any of that. Let's go on and go through. This one's kind of like a like you have to remember 5 of the tiles, but plugin does it for you. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, super easy. And we're good. So if you take long here, some things do spawn in, the scarabs, and they will start attacking you. But if you're quick, you have the plugin, yeah, they won't get to you. And this one is just a matching thing pretty much. So just open up all those, and then you can match the symbols over here. So pretty easy. And then once you match all these up, this is the boss room in there. All right, so that's all matched up. We're going to go to the boss room. You'll want to use your Kephri Partisan. I think the higher you go up, other weapons start to become better. I'm not too sure exactly what level, but if you're just starting out, entry mode or whatever, just use your Kephri Partisan. Check out the wiki for more details if you want that. I like to have my blowpipe and my assemblers somewhere that I can get to them quickly, because when the boss's shield goes down, it's going to spawn in with like some swarms, and you can attack those swarms with the blowpipe to stop those swarms from like healing up the shield a lot more. When the shield goes down the first time, it's going to spawn in a ranger, so you want to kill that first, and then you can start killing the swarms. You can just kill it with your melee gear, then swap to your blowpipe and assembler and start blowpiping the swarms. But I'll show you. I think showing you would be a lot better. So drink your super combat. So you see there's like, this attack's pretty big. It's usually only one. It's like the Vorkath attack. If you know about that, it's just one, and you have to dodge it. Okay, so you see the boss stopped and started looking at me. That means it's going to shoot some dung at you. It's going to shoot some poo. But yeah, it's usually only one. You have to go one square over, but I have the invocation where this is a bigger attack. So yeah, it's a bigger attack. But pretty easy. Just, Tron Priority. Click the boss. Dodge those shadows on the floor. These eggs, I wouldn't worry too much about them. Just as long as you're not next to them, you won't take any damage because they do blow up. But I tend to just ignore them, and then you see these little things spawned in. Okay, so the shield is down. You can pray range, come attack this guy. Okay, that's down. Now you can swap to your blowpipe. Oh, I don't have room. Swap to your blowpipe and assembler and start killing these things, the swarms. And also, you want to dodge those those bomber bugs. They're going to come explode on you. And since I have that invocation, they're bigger, but it's usually just one square. So, take the swarms down, dodge the bombs. Okay, boss is back. Back to your melee gear, turn on your piety, and click the boss. So when the shield goes down the second time, it's going to spawn in a melee over here and a mage over here. You want to kill... Okay, so look, the boss stopped. It's looking at me. It's going to push me back. So you want to make sure to get that kind of in a row, because you don't want to get stuck. Like, you don't want to be right here. It pushes you back, and then now you only have these two squares to work with, if that makes sense. I'll try to show you an example a little bit later. But yeah, so I am taking quite a bit of damage with this gear. Okay, again, the eggs, you don't really have to worry about those too much. But let's see. Alright, I think I should be good now. Okay, so the boss stopped, is looking at me, it's gonna push me back. And see, so far I've only lost, these two rows right here, these two lines. So I still have all this from over here. All right, so here's the melee, here's the mage. You want to go kill this mage, protect from melee, kill the mage, dodge the bombs that are dropping on you. Sometimes the mage can teleport. It'll teleport to different corners of the room. but you want to kill it before it charges up. I don't know if you saw, there's like these little balls around that start charging up on there. So you want to make sure to kill it fast. Alright, now you can swap to your blowpipe. Oh, well. I wasn't quick enough. So you see Kephri is now at 276 out of 240. So it got to overheal a little bit. But it's all good. Just back to your melee gear, turn on your prayer. Start clicking the boss. And that second part, that was pretty much the hardest part of the fight. From here, it's just smooth sailing now. But I'll show you an example. Okay, so look, it's going to shoot at me right now. Let's shoot the dung at me. So I'll make sure to click out. But what I'm saying is, like, if you were to, you know, these two happen right here, you don't want to get stuck over here. If that makes sense. So you want to make sure to get them close by. So when the boss stops and like starts looking at you, it's going to shoot you with the dung. Try to line them up so you lose as little space as possible. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so it's going to shoot at me again. Let's come over here and click out, so I'm on the side with more room. But yeah, this is it from here. The shield goes down one more time, and then Kephri has a health bar, and that's it. Okay, so the boss is looking at me again. It's going to shoot me to the back. Click out of it. See, you don't want to get stuck right here. That's bad. Oh, I just realized I'm using my Hosta. Whoops. Or what is that? Yeah, Hosta. Alright, so, oh yeah, when the shield goes down the last time, it pushes you back again. So make sure you click out of it, and to the side you have the most room. And if you're in a team, it's a little bit different, you know, because you don't want to screw your teammates over. But yeah, this is it from here. Okay, it's going to shoot at me again. Try to give myself the most room. Click out of it. Easy. 21 HP left. Now I have 14. Let's see who dies first. Oh no. There we go. Cool. Alright. So we completed 2 rooms. So that means now we have this helpful spirit. It's a little supply ghost. If you made it to this point and you're running low on supplies, I would just grab the life here. You got a whole bunch of these are brews, these are restores, ambrosias. These things will overheal you for your HP and your prayer. I'm not too sure how it works with the lower levels, but if you're 99s, you go to 125. And this here, Blessed Crystal Scarab, this one restores your prayer. It kind of acts as a prayer, like a, what's it called, a prayer enhance, if you know about those. But yeah, and if you have the other invocation turned off, where you can eat food, it also gives you some bandages, and those heal you. Those heal you like over time. So since I'm in this gear, I think I'm just going to take Chaos, so I have a few more extra supplies, and I get a Smelling Salt still. Because I imagine I'm going to take a lot more damage coming up in the next 2 rooms. But yeah, so let's take this. And I like to go to this room next, the monkey room. So this one's pretty annoying, especially if you don't have ancients. So that's why I highly recommend bringing ancients, because it makes this room a lot easier. But I like to switch to my range gear, use your blowpipe, not your crossbow. And I like to have my melee weapon and my magic weapon right next to each other so I can get to them quickly, because we're going to be using all 3 combat styles in here. But I guess before I get into that, make sure you grab some potions, grab a hammer, put the potions somewhere you can click on them fast. The monkeys that spawn in here are going to be different colors. You just have to use the combat triangle to kill them. So, you know, the green ones, you kill them with melee. The blue ones, kill them with range. And the, what are the other ones? The red ones, kill them with magic. So just use the combat triangle, and it becomes pretty easy. But it does spawn in like these other monkeys that just leave a trail of venom, and that's where the ancients come in handy because you can freeze them before it makes a huge trail. So you gotta make sure to kill those first when they start coming out, or freeze them if you have ancients. And then there's some shaman baboons that spawn in. Those are pretty annoying. You gotta kill those first too, or as soon as you can, because they start spawning in more monkeys. But besides those monsters, once you come inside this barrier, the first person to walk inside the barrier is going to have the sight. And pretty much all that means is you're going to be seeing skulls. So you'll see like a skull over here on the roof supports, or a skull like over the vents. But if you're solo, that means, you always have the sight, so you'll be able to see. But if you see it like the skull over here, you just go click on the pillar, and the hammer, make sure you have a hammer, it'll fix the pillar and you're good to go. And then you will also see a skull over here. Make sure you just click the neutralizing potion on top of that square and you're good to go. And if you're in a team, other players can become corrupt. I think it's corrupted, something like that. All you got to do is use the potion on them. If it's like a big group, usually you'll DD around the statue somewhere and just click the potion, and then that player will be good to go. And also, if you're in a group, make sure you call out pillars or vents so you don't screw the team. It will tell you if the sight switches to you. It'll say it in the chat box. Hopefully this makes sense. Yeah, I'll try my best to tell you what I'm doing. So there's like the monkey skull thing. So I like to stick to, I like to stick in this gear. If I'm like having trouble, then I'll do more switches, but I usually switch to my just my range gear. Okay, so you see that? So just click the pillar, see the XP drop, and you're good to go. Maybe I will do like gear swaps because I only have a few anyway. But see, so the green one, attacked it with melee. This blue one, the mage, attack it with range. There's that shaman I was talking about, so you want to kill that. And I just realized I didn't use my salt. Let's click the pillar. Pillar just good to go. No, I can't open my supplies. Okay, so this right here, the volatile baboon, that thing's gonna blow up, so make sure you get away from there. See, it'll stop, blow up. I recommend marking those so you can see when they're, coming towards you. Okay, vents. There's that venom baboon I was talking about. You want to use your blowpipe, but yeah, if you have ancients, freeze it. You want to be careful not to step in the venom because it will venom you, just start ruining your day. But yeah, just use combat triangle. There's another venom. There's a volatile baboon. Make sure you run away from them. When they get close, step away so they don't blow up on you. But man, I need to get out my my dang salt. There we go. Another cursed baboon. Make sure I don't get into the venom. So again, if you have ancients, man, so much easier. You can heal off of these guys too, just, blood burst or whatever. Man, this is a little bit harder than I was expecting without using ancients, man. But yeah, kill the baboons. See all this crap that's spawning in now. But yeah, if I had, barrage, I could just barrage all these real quick. Try not to step in the venom. And use your prayers, if you need to. But geez, yeah, now I gotta go through all this one by one. Some more cursed baboons. Try to get rid of this guy. Kill the shaman. Go do the pillar. So these spawn in the same order every time. So eventually you start getting used to the waves and you'll know when it's going to be coming to an end. Cursed baboon or the volatile. Dodge that. Just trying to take this guy out quick so don't keep spawning him more. Dodge the volatiles. That's the vent. Run to a vent. Try not to get venomed. This dang guy keeps running away. There we go. Vents. Cool. I mean, that wasn't so bad, I guess, without ancients, but it's a lot easier with ancients. So it took 4 minutes 46 seconds for that part. If you still have spelling salts left over, that's good because you can kill the boss in this time. But for this boss, we're going to use your melee gear. And you want to put your blowpipe and your assembler on the top. If you have a... what's it called? If you have an anguish, you can put that up there too. Because when the boss is at 66% health and 33% health, it's going to push you all the way back here. And it's going to drop some boulders. And you got to switch to your blowpipe, your range gear really quick. And shoot the boulders. You do hit your max hit, so you want to make sure you know what your max hit is. So you can usually one-shot them, but you know, it might take a few shots. Especially if you're brewed down or something, so you want to make sure to watch out for that. Make sure you know how many hits it's going to take. But let me just heal up and everything. Oh, I don't need preserve anymore. But yeah, I'll try to, you know, talk through this. So protect from melee, use piety. I like to bring the boss down here because it makes skipping the boulders like a little bit easier. I'll show you an example. So when those drop down, go stand next to it. He's going to throw this rock at you. You'll take a bunch of damage if you're not next to there. But you saw that attack he used on the floor. Let me go next to the boulder. So that attack, it's usually a lot smaller, but I have the invocation on this one right here where it's bigger. So when he stops and you start seeing that shadow come down and you hear it too, you want to make sure to run away. The best direction to go is diagonal, but if you just click anywhere as soon as you see it, you'll be good. And keep paying attention to the health. He's at 71 or 74. And at 66, it's going to push you back, and you want to switch to your gear really quick. So there we go. Push me back, but since I was already back here, you know, it's a lot easier. Okay, so I can't one-hit them, so we'll turn on Rigor. But by skipping, what I'm talking about is like you can just attack and then run through, right? Because if you don't, you'll still have to, you know, attack the boulders. But you see I skipped all of these, so you just attack them. It takes some practice to like get that down. And also the boulders are a lot slower right now. You can do invocations to speed them up. But again, I'm going to run next to the boulder, try to lure the boss down. Let's dodge that. Whoops. Cool, there's a boulder right down here. So at 33% health, it's going to push you back again. And there are invocations to where if you get pushed back and you fall in here, you just die. So make sure you know which invocations are turned on if you are using them. Whoops. Okay, so like that. So like it would... Oh, I made it. But it would push me back and then I would fall in. But yeah, so here again. I'll try to skip it. So... Whoops, I'm going to get hit, I think. It's also depends like where boulders spawn, right? Because one could spawn here. It's like I got lucky with that one. I think I can run through there. But they can be on different sides. That one went to the middle. One could be here, one could be like here, if that makes sense. See, that one's over there now. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. He does that 2 times, and then now it's just back to clicking the boss. Dodge the stuff that comes from the sky. When he drops the boulders, go next to the boulder so you don't get hit for a huge amount. If you can't make it to one of these boulders, the rubble, you could stand next to one of these sarcophagus. You still take damage, but it's like halved or something like that. I'm not too sure. Pretty easy, just dodge the stuff, click the boss, and there we go. All right, so next room, this one's probably like the hardest boss. Might take the most practice to learn, but the puzzle room is super easy. I just realized, was I not using my defender? Whoops. Also, I forgot to mention, you need a pickaxe. I'll probably put that at the beginning of the video, but yeah, you can just walk in with your pickaxe. You can come into this room first, drop it off, and then leave, so that way you don't waste an extra inventory spot. And the pickaxe does stay here, so. But if you forgot your pickaxe, there is a bronze one right here. So, yeah. So for this boss, well, we're going to do the puzzle first, but for the boss, he starts off with magic, or you use magic, so I like to put on my magic gear. Let me get my inventory situated a little bit. I don't think we need this anymore, so let's see, what am I doing? All right. So for this room, you see there's these statues in the middle, right? So the shielded statue, this is the one that you want to hit. And by that, I mean, so this one is going to shoot out a light. It's going to bounce off of some mirrors in here. And you want to make that light bounce around and then hit the shielded statue. And when the shielded statue gets hit, the one in the middle is going to become vulnerable, and you start mining this. There's a way to do it like in one down, but it takes a little bit of practice and some proper timing. So it will take you 2 times, so it's all good though. You know, this room is super easy. Pretty much when you walk in here, you want to decide if you want the light to go north or south, if that makes sense. So the light's going to be shooting out this way. There's going to be barriers and stuff, and then so you just want to figure out if you can go this way or if you can go down this way. If that's hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, so some of the mirrors are stationary, others you can pick up. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick this up. Okay, so you see this layout right here, right? So by looking at it, which way do you think you could go, right? So south, because this is just blocked off, so you can't go north to hit the pillar. So you gotta go south. So you see it's going down this way. So you're gonna put like a mirror over here, put a mirror over here, and it'll shoot and hit the other statue. So let me drop this one here. You can rotate the mirror so that way it hits the right way and it'll bounce off the right way. Go pick this one up. Also, watch out for the black orbs and the lights. You do take damage if they hit you. But okay, so let's turn that. Turn it. So it's going to be good like that. So now it's going to go down. See, perfect. This is going to take me 2 tries because I didn't do like the timing right or anything. But that is perfect. So I can show you another example. All right, cool. So from here, you want to decide, can you go north or can you go south, right? So the south is blocked off. So we're going to go north. So let me pick up some mirrors. Let's go ahead and drop that. And it's already the right way. Let me push that. Don't get hit. Damn it. Okay. But yeah, you take damage, you get hit. So let me break this here. I can just put it here. Whatever makes more sense for you, whatever is easier. Because you can make it go out here, 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 and over. Or you can just hit here, go here, and here. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, I just made more work for myself running all the way around. All right, so let's drop that. Turn it the right way. Wait for it to go through. There we go. Hopefully that made sense. So decide if you want to go north or south. Position the mirrors so that way it hits the one with the statue. But yeah, so put your pickaxe back, have your magic gear on, and then get ready for this boss because this is probably the most confusing one or the hardest one. But again, use entry mode. Entry mode super easy. And if you are having trouble with any specific boss or room, you can just enter an entry mode, go straight to that room first, and practice it. So, except for the boss room, you can't, you have to go through all the, or the main boss, you have to go through the whole raid, but all the other rooms you can just enter, go to that room first, get some practice in. But okay, so for this one, you see the boss is praying against two different things. So it is not praying against magic, right? So we're going to use magic on it. But it does switch. And then so we're attacking with magic. So he is using melee, right? It's just the combat triangle all over again. But an easy thing to remember, easy way to tell, is you start off protecting for melee, and then as soon as you see the prayer switch, his prayer switch on top, you're gonna protect from range, and then you're gonna swap to melee gear, and then as soon as you see his prayer change again, you're gonna swap to magic, and then you swap to range gear. If that makes sense, because it just goes down the line. He attacks with melee, he attacks with range, and then he attacks with magic. And then you're going to swap your gear accordingly, with the combat triangle, right? So you're going to start off using attack with magic here, attack with melee, attack with range. As soon as you see his prayer swap, that's when you swap to the next prayer and change your gear. But so he's going to go down. You'll finish off the health bar. He spawns in like these 4 shadows, and you're going to have to kill them. It doesn't matter the order really, but I like to do it here 1, 2, 3, 4, just so I don't get confused. But you want to attack that one with melee. And then once that shadow goes down, then you can attack the boss again, and you have to make sure to do damage in the same square, the same corner that you killed that shadow. And there are timers here, like on the side, see the little hourglass things. Those have timers on them, and if they fill up and you're on one of the squares or one of the sections, I'll try to show you. So it shoots out some stuff, and you're going to take some damage. So you want to try to be quick, use your prayers and use your pots and stuff. But again, entry mode is your friend. Do some entry mode. Try it out. But yeah, enough rambling. I'll get into it. This room is a little bit different if you're in a group. Oh, I forgot to... No. There we go. Use my salt real quick. So for this first one, you can just run around in circles and dodge the melee damage if you want, but it's kind of a lot of work. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just keep watching him. He's going to attack you with melee. Okay, so you see his prayer swapped. So we want to switch to melee gear, protect from range, turn on your prayers. All right. Shadow spawned in. Attack the shadow. Keep watching the prayer. Whoops, forgot to switch to my torso. When you're in a group, it's a little bit different. There will be like... Okay, so this is a special attack. So use red, black, yellow, black. Whoops, that's too slow. Red, black, yellow. Whoops. Messing up, man. Messing up. Alright. So now he's using magic. So he wants to attack him with range. And so I killed the shadow in this corner, so you have to attack him in this corner. So that's what I was talking about. You see the hourglass filled up, and they sent that shockwave. Okay, so his prayer changed, so we swap our prayer, swap gear, back to magic. Alright, other shadow is active, so we can swap to melee, come attack the shadow. Keep watching his prayer. Prayer changed. Special attack again. So let's see. Red, black, red, white. Red, black, red, white. I like to leave my prayer on too, so that way I don't like forget. All right, so he's back to that. So, oh, whoops, changed my prayer. Okay, so I'm still on melee. There's that hourglass attack thing again. All right, next shadow. He swapped his prayer, so swap yours. And then now when we attack the boss, we're going to use range. All right, swap to range, swap your prayers. Rigor, Eagle Eye, whatever you have. Swap prayers, so... Okay, special attack. Black, red, red. There are different invocations to make this a lot faster, or make them... It'll have more that you have to remember. Let me heal up a bit. Man, I ended up using a ton of supplies. Hopefully I can make it through the final boss. Alright, so... Next shadow. He swapped his prayer. Change your prayer. So you see these orbs? You'll like turn black and white and stuff. If you move around, you spawn in these orbs. Just make sure not to step on the orbs. Like, you can move around, but just don't step on the orbs, because then it's gonna mess you up a little bit. It's a little bit different if you're in a group, but yeah, not in a group. Okay, so yellow, black, red, white. So it just goes around. Nice and easy. And let's see, what is he using? Oh yeah, I was right. Whoops. Alright, so once this final one goes down, we're going to swap to melee gear. Turn on Protect from Magic. Try to dodge these white orbs. They're going to do some damage to you, so if you can... Yeah, see, whoops. Try to dodge them. You can attack 3 times, and then the boss is going to teleport to a different side. You can get KO'd pretty quickly from these, so... Try to be careful. See, I'm at 18. Don't die. Oh, no, 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 no. Come on, man. 3 HP. Okay, there we go. Oof. Alright. Yeah, so watch out for those orbs. Can just mess you up. Alright. So, that was the 4th room. We now have the Helpful Spirit again. Let me see. What do I have? Dang, that's it. All right, so um, let's see. I have one, two. I have enough restores, so I'm just gonna take the chaos one. I'm not too worried about the liquid adrenaline. It'll just take me a few more downs during the final boss, but it's all good. I want to make sure I survive this thing. But if you're having a lot of trouble, man, just get the life one. You know, evaluate your gear and your inventory. Like, see what you need the most. There are like efficient ways to go about this, but I wouldn't worry too much about that if you're just learning. But yeah, I'm gonna take the chaos one. It has 7 brews and ambrosia 2 dose and a smelling salt. So the ambrosia is gonna fully heal me, health and prayer. So it's gonna come in clutch. The liquid adrenaline, it like halves your special attack cost, and it comes in handy when you down this here final boss. All right, so you can enter the room. It's not gonna start the boss yet. Once you talk to this ghost, then the fight starts. So you're going to start off attacking this here obelisk in the center. Depending on which side you go on, you're going to fight different bosses like at the end. Like the main boss is still the same. It does the same stuff, but the boss spawns in 2 of the bosses from the boss rooms in the raid. Right. So I like to go to this side. So what is that? The east side. But if your camera's to the south, you know, it's right here on the left. I like to stand on this side first. It's going to block these little balls that charge this up. And then once the ring is all the way charged up, it's going to shoot a special attack at you. So pretty much all you're trying to do is delay them, because you don't want both of them hitting you at the same time. It becomes a lot more difficult to dodge them and to maneuver through that. So you can just stand over here for a little bit. You will start taking like chip damage. So make sure you are healing up. Don't take too much damage. And you'll be able to see once it's like offset enough, then you can just come over here and continue attacking this. So it's going to attack you with like a yellow orb first, or yellow, what are they called? UFOs. So you can just, or no, I'm sorry, it's going to attack you with the red one. The red one you can just stick around here. The yellow one, you got to run back a little bit. You'll see it once I'm doing it. You could do this side, or I don't even know if I said what bosses spawn. Okay, so for this side, you're going to be fighting the main boss, and then it's going to spawn in the crocodile, and it's going to spawn in the big baboon. And those ones are pretty easy to handle, I think. So on this side, this one will spawn in, what's his name? Akkha, the last boss we just did, and it spawns in Kephri. But since I have that invocation on for Kephri, where the attacks are like really big, you know, it's just like not viable to do that one. And then I think this one's just easier to do anyway. Easier to remember the attacks. Like over here, Akkha will attack you with 3 different things, or attack you 3 times with one style, then swap. But anyway, we're not doing that one. So let's get to it. I'll try to explain what I'm doing. I'm going to start the fight, attack the pillar. Once this comes down, or once this one comes down, I'm going to stand over here. All right, so talk to the ghost. Make sure you have your melee gear on. Turn on your prayer. Attack the pillar. And so you see it's starting to charge up. So you want to make sure to just, offset them so that way they attack you at different times. So I think that should be good enough. Let me heal up a little bit. Okay, so here's that red one. You're good to stay here. And then when this one fills up, it's going to be the yellow one. So there's the yellow one. Just come over here. And then it's going to shoot you with some unavoidable damage. So, hopefully you kill this as fast as you can. But yeah, like this, you're just going to have to eat it. Nice 28. I like that. This one too, just got to eat it. If you're in a group, it's a little bit different, but I don't actually remember. I think you have to like spread for the small ones. and DD for this, the big one. I'm not too sure. But once this pillar goes down, so yellow, so let's dodge that. Once the pillar goes down, you're going to swap to your magic gear. Oh, come on, man. I'm going to have to take this damage. It only has 4. Nice, nice. Okay, so swap to your magic gear. Make sure you are healed up and everything. Oops, attack the boss. Okay, so that's magic attack. The red skull was magic attack. This is a range attack. So a way you can tell is this arm over here without the shield uses magic, and the arm with the shield uses range. So we see that attack right there. It starts in the center, starts moving out. You just have to stand over here in the corner, and you can dodge it. Magic again, so that's a melee attack. It turns off your prayer and attacks you with melee, range, or magic. So make sure you are checking that out. Oh man, there's a lot going on, man. I'll try my best to explain. Okay, so there's windmill attack here. Oh, psych. Okay. When he goes down, swap to your melee gear, turn on piety, and attack this here core. Alright, now we're going to swap to range. You want to use your crossbow. That is a range attack. You saw it turned off my prayer. So the red one's melee, blue one is magic, white one is range. These ones are a little bit more difficult to explain. Let's see, so I can stand right here, take no damage from it. Stand right here, take no damage from that. Oh, he meleeed me. Whoops. But at a... So that's range, magic, swap to your melee gear, turn on piety, attack the core. Yeah, there's kind of a lot going on for this one, but you know, use entry mode, man. Entry mode's your friend. All right, so back to magic gear. That's a magic attack. So you can tell by which arm it's using and by the sound. So again, you want to run over here to the corner when that one pops up. It can shoot you with like a black thing, and you want to dodge that because it will lock you in place. Oh, there it is. So if you get hit by that, you just like turn to a stone pretty much, and then you're stuck there for a little bit. Make sure you're swapping your gear, healing up, drinking your potions and everything. So this one's a little bit harder to explain. So you saw I just dodged that, right? You can like time it out to where you don't get hit by it. It just takes a little bit of practice to get used to the timing. Before, I used to run all the way around with it, right? And it was take so much time and run energy. But you can stand right here, time it up so you can walk one square over it, or you know, one square between, and then you're good to go. Let's see if I can. There we go. All right, on to the final boss. Swap to your range gear. Use your blowpipe. Make sure you have your melee weapon somewhere you can get to it really quickly. It's going to attack right there, attack there, and then in the middle. So you start here, go over here, and my camera's to the south, in the middle. It attacks a lot faster because I have those invocations turned on, but it will be slower if you don't have those invocations turned on. So you can get the hang of it. You know, it's not so fast. But the boss does spawn in like these skulls, and that's where you're going to want to switch to your melee weapon and attack the skulls really quickly. Like all these squares marked, it does mean like mean things, but don't worry too much about it right now. You'll get the hang of it. Especially if you're doing it solo. If you're doing solo, it's a lot easier. And don't worry about like trying to do an attack every time you move or whatever. Like if you have to dodge, you have to dodge, you know. All right, so here it is. So it's a one attack or one tick attack. So you saw I did that really quickly. You will get used to the timing, but if you don't get all the skulls in time, you're gonna take a bunch of damage. So try to get to the skulls on time. And you'll start to remember the order too, like where they're at and everything. And it just takes a little bit of time to get used to the timing of it. And then you can click through all of them really easily. Whoops. There we go. Alright, so here's the next one. So you see the crocodile spawned in. So you want to make sure you're dodging those or praying those attacks. So that was a range attack. It's a range attack. So you want to make sure you're listening for those. Oh, that was quick. Okay, so you saw I kind of missed the skull a little bit, but it was all good. We saw how I like kind of stalled a little bit, right? Instead of just going smoothly through all of them. So it just takes a little bit of practice. And so you are able to make a little bit of mistakes here and there. Unless you're like on the higher invocations, then you just die. But yeah, make sure you're doing that. And Baba, that one just spawns in like boulders, but since you're always moving, you don't have to worry about those too much. But yeah, that was the last of those, so it's going pretty dang smooth. I still have my ambrosias too. So once this bar goes down, it's going to go into the last phase. Whoops, there it is. So look, I can just sip an ambrosia and look at that, man. Oh, let's hit this boy with a special attack. Nice. So this one, man, yeah, again, don't stand on the tiles that are turning dark, you know. It's gonna take a lot, like, a while to get used to this one too. But you can like attack pretty much, move, change your prayers when this one changes. Dodge those boulders. Yeah, man, use entry mode, dude. I'm telling you. And if you get hit over here, it's all good. Just make sure you don't get hit too much. You don't want to die right at the end. But I'm doing all right. I still have supplies, and I have a dose of ambrosia. So look, I can sip the ambrosia. And so there are different strategies. Like if you start getting all the way down here, it's the last few tiles. It does get harder. So if you have better gear, it's easier. But there it was, man. Hopefully this helped you out. Hopefully you got something useful out of this. If you have any questions or anything, I'll try my best to help you out. Or if you think I should make like an actual guide on this, let me know. 1.99% for chance for unique. Let's get it. Oh, whoops. Damn, no purple. Trash. Well, let's see. That was 85. It took me 57 minutes. Well, 36, 37 in the actual rooms, but it took a while because I was trying to explain. But yeah, once you start getting good at it, like I can do it pretty consistently now, under 30 minutes. Pretty easy, not bad. And I got, what is 249k and a cache of runes. So the runes, it'll give me something. Let's see. Not bad. 1,200 death runes. So how much is that? 180. So this is pretty good. This is a pretty good loot. 400k. Not bad at all. You know, it kind of depends. Sometimes you get junk, other times you get a lot better loots, but yeah, man. Again, I know I said it a bunch of times, but dude, use entry mode. And yeah, hopefully this helps. If you have any questions, let me know. Leave a like, leave a comment. Good luck. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.